Hi, my name is Tim and I'm in Split in Croatia.
I'm sailing on a 2-week cruise around the Adriatic on Cunard's Queen Victoria, and we're docked in Split for the day. It's my first time in Split, and I haven't booked a cruise excursion because the ship docks very close to the city centre, so I'm making my way through the cruise terminal to stroll along the harbour to explore the old town. It depends where your ship is docked and how quickly you can walk, but for us, it took about 5 minutes to walk from the ship to the exit of the cruise terminal. When you get outside, you'll see people offering excursions. There are tuk-tuks available for tours, and there are also taxis lined up if you want to book one. We decided to walk to the old town. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes, again, depending how quick a walker you are, and it's a very pleasant stroll along the harbour side. There are cafes along the way if you want to stop for a coffee or a beer, and you can also pick up the hop-on, hop-off bus. It's a lovely walk with all the yachts and sailing boats, and as you can see, if you look back, you're not far from where the cruise ships are docked. You'll soon see the old town directly in front of you. The first thing we came to was a wonderful market, and again you can see just how close it is to where the cruise ships are docked, just the other side of the harbour. The market was vibrant and colourful with a huge selection of fruit and vegetables, clothes and souvenirs. The market goes on, and you could easily spend an hour looking at all the different stalls, shopping and soaking up the atmosphere. The market is right on the edge of the old town, so if you just continue a little bit further, you'll find yourself in the historic heart of Split. A large part of the old town is made up of the Roman Emperor Diocletian's palace, and as you walk from the market, you enter through the Silver Gate, or sometimes known as the Eastern Gate. The complex of buildings is huge, and although referred to as a palace, only part was used by the emperor. The rest housed the military garrison. In 1979, the historic core of Split was listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. As you continue a little bit further, you'll see the impressive bell tower of the Cathedral of Dominus. The cathedral was consecrated at the turn of the 7th century AD and is regarded to be the oldest Catholic cathedral in the world still remaining in use in its original structure. The cathedral sits within Peristyle Square with its grand Roman columns. The extravagant architecture was designed to frame the emperor as he emerged from his private apartments to meet the adoring masses. Today it's full of tourists, but if you're lucky, you might just spot a Roman gladiator. From the square, you can follow a narrow alleyway deeper into the old town. You'll see the bell tower of the disused Roman Catholic Church known as Our Lady of the Belfry. This route takes you through the Iron Gate, or otherwise known as the Western Gate. The gate opens up into People's Square, which is a beautiful piazza with an eclectic mix of Renaissance, Venetian and Gothic style buildings. Today, the square is home to several cafes and is a lovely spot to stop and enjoy some lunch. I walked on through the narrow alleyway to the far right-hand corner of the square. Continuing along this route, you come to the traditional fish market in the old town. I believe it opens from 6:30 in the morning until 2, but from 12 o'clock they start to reduce the prices if you want to get a bargain. It's certainly a lively place and a bit smelly if I'm honest, with lots of people from the local cafes and restaurants negotiating to get a good price on the day's catch. If you walk a little bit further, you come to the stunning piazza called Republic Square, with its neo-Renaissance buildings and arches on three sides. The square showcases the Italian influence on the history of the old town and resembles St. Mark's Square in Venice. There is a further great selection of cafes and restaurants, and the square is often used today to host cultural events. The south side of the square is open, offering great views of the harbour and the waterfront. It's a popular place for tuk-tuks and rickshaws to park up if you want to pick up a tour. If you turn right, you come to an area known as the Riva Promenade, which is where Diocletian's palace and the old town meet the harbour side. It's a beautiful palm tree lined promenade with many smart cafes, restaurants and bars. There's a small passageway just to the left off the Riva, which leads to a plaque dedicated to Sigmund Freud, who stayed in Split in 1898. The passageway leads to the beautiful Fruit Square, and you're back in the heart of the old town. The narrow streets and alleyways are wonderful to stroll around. They're full of artisan shops and cafes, and a few surprises, including this Christmas shop. It was about 90 degrees outside, so very strange thinking about Christmas, but we still managed to buy a Christmas decoration to take home. There were lots of lovely things to buy if you wanted to enjoy a cool ice cream or a craft beer, or take a souvenir back with you. Split offers its visitors fascinating history, vibrant cafes and bars, colourful markets and piazzas, and beautiful weather. It's somewhere I would love to return to and explore further. It was time to stroll along the harbour side and make our way back to the ship. Split is the largest city on the Croatian coast, and although a one-day cruise trip only offers a limited amount of time, I had a great chance to explore the old town and get an insight into the delights that this historic and beautiful city have to offer.
I've had a great day in Split in Croatia. If you've enjoyed my video and would like to see some more of my travels, please click subscribe. Until next time, thank you for watching. Goodbye.